Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us virtually and in person. And it's good to see all these flight suits floating around here. It's a great day to be in Coast Guard Aviation. I'm Captain Joe Bozzella, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies for this very special opportunity to recognize the impressive career of Captain Erik Langenbacher and his selfless service to our great nation. While today's ceremony is unlike traditional retirement ceremonies, given the current COVID-19 environment, it remains a time-honored tradition that formally recognizes the completion of service of military personnel. It represents the departure of our shipmate, some would say our airmate, one who has faithfully and diligently served our country in the United States Coast Guard. We are assembled here today, socially distant of course, to pay tribute to Captain Erik Langenbacher, who is retiring after more than 30 years of faithful and honorable service. Vice Admiral Linda Fagan, Commander, U.S. Coast Guard Pacific Area, and Commander, Defense Forces West, will preside over the event. She will formally recognize Captain Langenbacher for his service, recognize his family for their steadfast support, and then Captain Langenbacher will have the opportunity for final remarks. Will the guests please stand for the arrival of the official party? Now, Captain, United States Coast Guard, arriving. Now, Commander, Pacific Area, and Commander, Defense Forces West, arriving. And salute. Ready, two. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Before we hear from Vice Admiral Fagan, I'd like to recognize a few very important people who've joined us in celebration today. First and foremost, Captain Langenbacher's wife, Christy, and son, Carson, and daughter, Emma, who's joining us virtually. Congratulations, and thank you for being with us. Good to see you. A special welcome to Rear Admiral Pete Gautier, Commander, 11th Coast Guard District, to Captain Tom Cooper, Commanding Officer of Air Station San Francisco, and who most graciously loaned us this beautiful H-65 helicopter sitting behind us. It's glorious. Yeah. Captain Mike Campbell, District 11 Chief of Response, to Captain Jerry Devine, an aviator in his own right, and our U.S. Navy brother, to Mike Smith, an Academy classmate of Captain Langenbacher's, and to those who've served us virtually, a special welcome to his father, Mr. Clayton Langenbacher, to his sister and her husband, Heidi and Steve Schultz, to his other sister and her husband, Megan and BJ Scott, to his mother and father-in-law, Pam and Mark Heitley, to his sister-in-law, Stacy and Carrie, to the maker of the Shadow Box, Chief Warrant Officer retired John Montgomery, to the classmates of 1990, Rear Admiral Select Todd Preston, Jack Dempsey, Tony Hahn, Todd Chase, Aaron Lever, Sean Toohey, and Bill Miller. Also, a welcome to Dan Kinney, class of 1989 from the Academy, and to the infamous Captain Jackie Gleason, class of 1992 from the Coast Guard Academy. Thank you for being virtually present with us today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to introduce Vice Admiral Linda Fagan.
Good morning, everyone, and what a pleasure to be here with everyone. Really really happy to see the number of folks that we've got out participating with us virtually. And Langenbacher, Kristen, Carson, thanks for being here. I know Emma is out there and right there on the phone. Emma, thanks for being with us. And to all of the friends and colleagues who are here, Captain Langenbacher, thanks very much. I think I'm not sure the status of Dad. I understand that we have a lost wallet and the trip to DMV, which is never a fun thing, but hopefully we'll have a chance to do this later. Your sisters Heidi and Megan, Christy's parents Mark and Pam, and your sisters and family, and to the many aviators and members of CAPT staff, especially the budget team. We're going to do the budget staff here with us. Thanks for joining us. So Christy, there's no question that you, Carson, and Emma have served right alongside Eric. And as colleagues send recollections to celebrate Eric's retirement, your community involvement and commitment to the Coast Guard were common themes as you people reflected success and you've moved a lot. You've become a part of each of the communities, and you've served as an ombudsman and an officer member of several counties. I just want to thank you for being a really important member of our so the global pandemic forced us to adjust to our operations. Service customers find great ways for technology to bring us together virtually. In fact, we've done a couple of these ceremonies that reflect we have more people participating in months of this virtual technology than we would have had we not introduced it. It's just great. Unfortunately, we couldn't be in Air Station San Francisco. We brought a little bit of Air Station San Francisco to us. So, Eric, you're known for saying each day is the best day ever, and embracing it as such. And I hope that we can make that among the best days ever throughout this Coast Guard career. So we're here today really for that purpose, and it is to recognize and celebrate Eric's great military career and his service to our nation. His journey started at the Coast Guard Academy. It's great to hear that we've got so many of the class of 1990 here with us. After he graduated, he served as a deck watch officer on the Coast Guard Counter Alliance, and he was quickly selected for flight school and was winged as a 65 pilot in 1993. His first tour as a pilot was at Air Station Port Angeles, and there the young Lieutenant J.D. Langenbacher quickly made an impression on the crew for his dedication to truly learning the aircraft, for being cool, calm, and collected in any situation. It was a significant tour. It's there that Eric lays the foundation for his notable flying skills, but he also lays the foundation for his family, where he meets Christy, who was there in Port Angeles. And the importance of flying and family and friends is a theme throughout Eric's career. In 1997, now Lieutenant Langenbacher moved with his new wife to Kodiak, Alaska. Little did Christy know that once in Alaska, she would end up moving 3 more times, all while Eric was deployed. I don't know whether that was good timing or bad timing on your part, Eric. But at Air Station Kodiak, Eric was assigned to fly all paths. As most of you know, this is the hardest, most dangerous flying that the Coast Guard has to offer. It is very challenging to fly in and out of Alaska and North America. And not only, while he was there on board and deployed, not being one to watch movies in the wardroom, like I know many aviators do, he qualified as a quartermaster of the watch. Just a testament to his dedication to service. Eric went to Air Station Detroit after that as the engineering officer. And in Detroit, he kept busy by earning a master's degree in business administration from Emory-Riddle, and more importantly, by becoming a dad when it was. The Coast Guard selected Eric for our aeronautical engineering grad program, and he graduated from Purdue in 2004. His son Carson was born during that time, and was strategically arriving between semesters, well-timed, well done. For his payback tour, Eric went to Aircraft Repair and Supply Center in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, where he served as the aging aircraft branch chief and the 65 product line manager. Must have made an impression since that's where they're heading back to Elizabeth City. And in 2008, then Commander Langenbacher reported back to Air Station Port Angeles, and what was then the Deputy Group Commander. He was promoted to captain and subsequently commanded Air Station San Francisco from 2010 to 2012. Air Station San Francisco carries one of the busiest SAR loads in the country. flying skills were instrumental to mission success and inspiring the next generation of aviation professionals. After a successful CO tour, Captain Langenbacher reported to PAC area as the finance branch chief. A challenging job and a good year, but Captain Langenbacher was at the helm during sequestration and some notoriously tough budget years. And he fought hard battles and helped protect PAC area operational interests and fought the good fight for the resourcing necessary to operate the PAC area fleet of resources. At all times, he kept our operational interests in the forefront, calm, cool, collected. We could not have asked for a better advocate in the resourcing discussions. From 2012 to 2015, Captain Langenbacher again had a command tour, this time leading the Aviation Technical Training Center at ATTC. He doubled out on this pattern of repeat locations. After that, he comes back to PAC area as the finance branch chief for a second time and led PAC area through the government shutdown and labs and our current just continuing challenging budget environment. Eric told me that one of his mentors is his father, Clayton, and I hope Clayton has a chance to join us. Or certainly watch this when he successfully gets his license. And Clayton's saying is if it's easy, it's not worth doing. And I know that's shaped your work philosophy. And there's no question that throughout your career you've sought challenging assignments, you've had significant impact on the American public and on the Coast Guard. And in each of these assignments, Captain Langenbacher has excelled. We'll formally recognize Eric's accomplishments in a moment, but first I want to reflect on his impact. And when we talk about the Coast Guard racing stripe, a beacon of hope, our 65 pilots are the light of that beacon. And Eric, you've dedicated yourself to mastering your craft. Rumor has it that you gave the best flybys to the cuttermen and the cutters at sea. More importantly, you led your crews, emphasizing technical proficiency, camaraderie, and executed any mission in any condition. Countless search and rescue cases that you've flown, you've saved numerous lives. And I know you're humble, but I do want to take a moment to acknowledge your bravery. You lived our service's life-saving ethos. Thank you. Your work ethic. Whether at an air station or a non-flying job, your dedication left an impression on all who will serve you. I think this must come from your father's philosophy, and that nothing easy is worth doing. This was particularly true in your recurring role as the PAC Division Chief. Your diligence, your eternal optimism advanced the interests of the operational commanders throughout this difficult moment. Your tireless efforts shaped the government with the Coast Guard budget process and outcomes and will have long and lasting impacts on our service. Thank you. Finally, your leadership. You're a leader who truly cares about your people. You've embodied the very elements of servant leadership. And in fact, when asked about your notable career and accomplishments, your response was all about others. Seeing Christy receive the Swivel Shot Award, Emma and Carson's achievements, and watching the career progression of your enlisted crews. And I think the following quotes really capture the impact you've had on those who served with best. From Chief Warrant Officer John Montgomery, a petty officer promoted to chief and then Chief Warrant Officer under his leadership. Captain Langenbacher held people accountable, but he also found and made sure that morale was key. Knowledge was critical, and honesty was the only way to get the job done. From Captain Krabs, Eric's a genuine values-based leader who possesses a perfect blend of moral and physical courage, empathy, judgment, humility, and most importantly, good humor. Eric, as you move on to the next chapter of your life, you can reflect on your time in service with great pride, knowing that you've made an incredible impact on the service and those that you can serve with. Confident that your leadership, intelligence, and good cheer will continue to make the Coast Guard a better place in your next role as a civilian on the H-65 line in Music City, North Carolina. I'm happy that you're still going to be part of the team with better service where you've been in. Thank you. I wish you nothing but the best to you and your family and safe travels as you journey east in the next chapter in your Coast Guard life. Thank you for your service. Congratulations. Bravo to you. Job well done. Thank you.
We will now formally recognize Captain Langenbacher. Attention to award. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit to Captain Erik Langenbacher, United States Coast Guard. Captain Langenbacher is cited for outstanding meritorious service in the performance of duty as Chief, Pacific Area Resource Management Division from July 2017 to June 2020. Culminating 30 years of dedicated service to the nation, demonstrating superlative leadership, outstanding strategic vision, and executive acumen, he ensured unity of effort in the management of Pacific area resources across 4 districts, 16 major cutters, the Maritime Intelligence Fusion Center, 8 port security units, 5 maritime safety and security teams, and 3 regional dive lockers. His tremendous efforts enabled sustained operational excellence in the Coast Guard's largest operational area. Demonstrating exceptional professionalism, he led the development of a 20-year shore infrastructure campaign plan to support the home porting of 27 cutters across a 16 home port area. He achieved impressive results championing personnel resources to meet emerging mission demands, including the transfer of 40 billets to support expanded Oceania and high-latitude missions, funding strategies to fill joint task force billets, and reinstatement of mission support billets ahead of cutter deliveries. Showcasing finely honed fiscal acumen, he obtained funds for high-priority Coast Guard needs, resulting in $20 million in supplemental funding annually, a level unmatched by other resource managers. He adroitly led all Pacific area efforts for the service-wide migration to a new financial system. Under his guidance, the team completed strategic and tactical preparations for a modern Coast Guard financial system. He presented projects for inclusion in a congressional level supplement, resulting in insertion of nearly $85 million into the Coast Guard budget in each of the last 2 years. Captain Langenbacher's ability, diligence, and devotion to duty are most heartily commended and are keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Coast Guard. Signed, Vice Admiral Linda Fagan, Commander, U.S. Coast Guard, Pacific Area. You may be seated. We'll now present Captain Langenbacher with his retirement certificate and certificate of appreciation. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these, presents greetings. This is to certify that Captain Erik Langenbacher, having been retired after honorable service in the United States Coast Guard, is awarded this testimonial as an acknowledgement of duty faithfully performed during a period of over 30 years, done at Washington, D.C., effective the first day of August in the year of our Lord, 2020. Signed, Admiral Carl Schultz, Commandant, United States Coast Guard. Next, Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America, Captain Erik Langenbacher. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of our grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of the military service. I trust that in the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, President Donald Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Christy and Carson, will you please join your husband and father up front, please? We would like to formally recognize Captain Langenbacher's family for all the support they've provided him over the years, starting with Christy. The citation reads as follows. Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Coast Guard to all We shall see these presents greetings. This is to certify that Christy Langenbacher has earned grateful appreciation for her unselfish, faithful, and devoted service during her husband's Coast Guard career. Her unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible her husband's lasting contribution to the nation. Signed, Admiral Carl Schultz, Commandant, U.S. Coast Guard. Emma, Erik and Christy's daughter, I know how much you would have liked to be here with your dad, but thank you for joining us virtually from the United States Coast Guard Academy. We would now like to present certificates of appreciation to you and Carson. The citation reads as follows. Certificate of Appreciation. These certificates are awarded to Emma and Carson Langenbacher. With your father's retirement after 30 years of dedicated service, I want you to know that I recognize the significant role you played over the years. Your unquestioned devotion and encouragement have helped your father take on many of the responsibilities placed upon him during his military career. The life of a Coast Guard family member is sometimes difficult and demanding, and your experience has been no exception. Family members must possess special qualities, while the one they love serves the nation. In this regard, you have exemplified the qualities of patience, strength, and love. Your support, sacrifices, and affection played an essential role in your father's many career triumphs. On behalf of the men and women of the United States Coast Guard, thank you. Presented this 16th day of July 2020, signed Vice Admiral Linda Fagan, Commander, U.S. Coast Guard, Pacific Area. Now we have the special video.
Hi Dad, I'm all the way here in New London, Connecticut, and I wish I could be there with you today to celebrate something so incredible. It's crazy to think that you've been in the Coast Guard for 30 plus years when I'm here on year 2. It blows my mind, but I just wanted to tell you how incredibly proud I am of you and who you've helped me become as a person. I did not think that you would have inspired me so much to join the service that I'm so proud to be a part of now. Throughout my whole life up until sophomore, junior year, I never thought I would go into the military. And then it just hit me that the life that you led was something I loved and cherished so dearly. And I loved the people, I loved everywhere we lived, and it was a great life for me, and I knew that I wanted to continue it. And I came here day one, and I fell in love with it. You have taught me to be such a great person, and you have taught me truly what leadership is all about. It's about caring for your people. And I have not seen any better leader than you, Dad. Every person I meet that I'm supposed to be using as a mentor, I just compare to you, because you have been the best leader for both me, Carson, Mom, and the entire family, and everyone I've ever seen you come in contact with. You are something so amazing and someone so trusted, and I could not be more proud of you, Dad. And you deserve the best retirement, and I hope you have so much fun, and I can't wait to see what life has in store for you. Thank you for everything you do, Dad. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, man of the hour, esteemed Coast Guard aviator. I know Elmer Stone would be proud today. Captain Erik Langenbacher.
All right, I'm Frank, it works. Thank you for your comments. Well, now, after that video, y'all are great. Thank you for putting that together, and thank you for put this all together. So let me get back to my notes. I've got to collect my thoughts a little bit. Start with the thank yous. Dr. Reagan, thanks much for a great place to work this day, allowing this kind of things to happen. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Joe Bozzella, XO extraordinaire. Miss our days together, flying, and I hope the best for you as you continue to move on with she's moving a lot, man. God, I miss you. But anyway, moving right along. I do cherish our friendship and continue to hope we continue as we move forward in our lives. For Tom, I know you worked hard putting this on. Lila, I know you did too. Jamie, thank you all very much. It's, COVID is what it is, but COVID be damned. This is a damn good ceremony, and I'm proud to be here. Sad to leave in a lot of ways, but happy in a lot of ways too. But I only have great things to say about the Coast Guard. I had my doubts early on in the academy process, but 3 months into it, kind of got into the groove, and I'm glad I stayed. A lot of good times have happened since then, and a lot of good times are coming. My father was supposed to hear some of this. He'll hear it later, but he's getting his ID now. He lost his driver's license yesterday in Taco Bell. And as Admiral Fagan and I were talking about, I guess that's what happens. You go to Taco Bell, you deserve to lose your wallet. So I'm going to have fun with that one later on down. See him like next week almost. But one thing he told me before I left, he's like, hey, he's an Army guy. He's listen to your NCOs and pay attention to them. And don't act like you know everything. And I didn't know what he was talking about that time, but wow, did that pay off dearly as my years progressed. Listen and learn, and do the magic ratio. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use it appropriately. He was right on the mark, and it served me well. As Admiral Fagan said, I went to a cutter, and I think I used those words from my father, and it worked out pretty well. The Chiefs mess actually liked me in the cutter. That was great as an ensign. If the Chiefs don't like you, you're not going to do right. I apparently did all right. I'm very, very grateful for my time at work. Flight school was a huge challenge for me. For those of you who ever played sports with me, I'm not very coordinated, but after a while, I get it. And I can honestly tell you that I loved every day of flight school. And I knew as a young 23-year-old man that I was in the right spot. I made a right career choice with only 2 years in. I'm forever grateful for that. I'm glad I was offered that opportunity, and I'm glad I get to wear the wings. Something I'll never, ever regret doing. My first unit in Port Angeles, I was blessed to be stationed with a bunch of seasoned pilots and an amazing maintenance crew. Back then, people were in a little bit longer, and the experience level was very, very high. And I was exceptionally lucky to be stationed with people like Peter Trotzen, who just absolutely every day loved to do auto rotations and tail goers. And I can thank him for being, I think I was pretty good at some of those things. But thank you, Pete. I'd like to thank Steve Huey for teaching me how to fly with poor weather and actually survive up in Kodiak. I'd like to thank Phil Vogt, Paul Langlois, and Ray Miller for their vision of leadership and really how to be a compassionate leader. I learned a lot from them. As far as aviation engineering, Mark Butt introduced me to it. Forever thankful to him. Keith Dishart and Mark Siebold told me how to be a mentor to the hangar deck and how to engage and really make a difference. With all the Sea Branch, taught me how to be a great instructor pilot. And John Montgomery, a lifelong friend, the creator of this wonderful shadow box, and somebody that I have bounced things off in my entire career. Say, hey, how does this sound, John? And often it would be very unfiltered reply, which you need to hear. A lot of which is good. Sometimes it's like, are you freaking crazy? You need something like that in your life to move forward. But most importantly, in Port Angeles, I met Kristen. And where's that water, Joe? There's a reason we're wearing sunglasses today. But anyway, that's where I met Christy. Christy, you've been the love of my life, and our life together from that moment forward has been absolutely something cherished. Thank you. More to come in a little bit. But we moved to Kodiak for our honeymoon. And if you talk to Christy about Kodiak, she will say she cried when we got there and cried when we left. I too had similar emotions. I cried the first time I saw the cutter and the bearing, and I had to land on it. But I also cried when we were leaving for the lower 48, and I saw mountain goats in the hills, and I wondered, why in the hell am I leaving this paradise? But onward to Detroit. What a great place that was. A lot of great people again, unbelievable place to work, but most importantly, Emma came into our lives there. And what a huge change in life, what a great change in life. I'll never regret any of my moments at Detroit. I absolutely loved it there. Met people there and reacquainted with folks that I've been stationed with. People like Dave McCall, Todd Prestage was my neighbor, that was awesome. Tommy Swanberg, Dimitri Karski, Clark Nagar, Joe Kelly, and of course John Montgomery again for our third aviation tour together. Great times. I really miss it, but I cherish the memories there, just like everywhere else at that station. At Purdue, I really thought my luck had run out. I thought I was going to be the first coastie that failed out of grad school. It was an ass kick. But after a while, you get used to it. But in between terms, as Admiral Fagan mentioned before, we were blessed with Carson. We weren't at that. Here we go again, need that water. But Purdue was a great time. You could kind of make your own schedule. Really got to reacquaint with Christy, really get to know the kids exceptionally well around their own schedule. It was an awesome time. However, leaving from Purdue, where I had my schedule that I got to run, and going to ALC, I had to get back to work again. And that place, I was there a lot. It was a good job, but there's not too many 05 jobs that I've had or that I know about that have that magnitude of responsibility, that much to do. It was a great place to work, but again, there's no way I would have ever succeeded there if it weren't for the likes of Al Radke, Danny Hale, Sal Palmieri, Rick Romnick, Eddie Gibbons, Rodney Lawrence, Kevin Wilson, Keith Overstreet, Mike Eagle, Mark Aparicio, Skip Smith, Rick Smallwood, Edward Henninger, which I'm taking Edward's job because he's retiring, Ken Ebbingham, Scott Craig, Gary Pulaski, Rick Haas, Scott Williams, among many, many others. The place is absolutely an amazing place to work, and I'm really looking forward to going back. Leaving that job was tough, but thanks to the great and wonderful Jackie Gleason, my detailer, I get to go back to Port Angeles. And folks, for you that go to your dream location, your wife's hometown, do not take early orders for any job offer. It's not the best idea. Things work out, but initially it wasn't Eric's best idea. But anyway, I'll get to that in a second. On my first day as XO, my new skipper, Scott Pollock, took me aside and said, "Hey, Eric, I got one goal before you leave here. I want you to be a CEO." And I really didn't think anything of it at the time, but what Scott taught me for those 2 years together and prepared me for what was eventually a CEO job, I can never thank him enough. Other folks that were there, Dave DeWall at CMC, Larry Morales, Silver Star on the Silver Badge in the hangar deck, Greg Torgerson, Kevin Gavin, Kristen Paulette, Dennis Luke Hitchin, all contributed to my success there. And Scott's discussion with me actually came to when I was offered the command in San Francisco. Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate that. And then I show up to San Francisco for an 05 dream job. It's absolutely amazing to be offered a command, but you get it. To do a good job, it's tough, and you need amazing people with you, of which some are here today. Joe Bozzella, thank you for making that a very successful tour for me. I really couldn't have done it without you. Dave Chapman, same thing. Thank you for being there for me. See Matt Kroll back there, and I know you had something to do with this AV today, so thank you very much. Good to see you. I can even tell it's you, even though you're disguised with your mask on. You just got that look. There he goes, there he goes. But bottom line, that was an amazing place to work. I really had no idea how good I had it until the day I left. And I miss it. But moving right along. When I came over here from the air station, I had never ever been in a staff job at all. And I don't know if you all know Tommy Ross. Does anybody here know Greg Sungard, Skids Sungard? He has a way with words. And when I got my orders, I didn't know what a staff job is. And he said, "Hey, Eric, watch that out." And I like, "Oh, I go, what are you talking about? This is going to be great." He goes like, "Oh no, I'm just standing here. Keep your head low." I said, "If you stick your head up like a gopher, somebody's going to chomp out." So I didn't know what to think. I'm like, well, because I've never been in a staff job. So anyway, bottom line is, I came over here, and it was furthest thing from the truth. I had an absolute great tour. People like Riyad Mobel, he was PAC 3 when I was here, and committed to the chief of staff. Great mentor, showed me how to get things done. The staff, it was awesome. His cohort, Jerry Doherty, of course, the great Tom Krabs. What an awesome mentor to have, and what a great person to work with. Admiral June Ryan, Senior Dietrich, which I want to say something here a little bit about. Deborah Briggs, and Tony Pellegrino, all of which showed me how to succeed in this job. And without them, there's no way I would have gone further, and there's no way I would have got another command. And there's no way I'd be standing here with 30 years if it wasn't for those folks and them helping me out. So thank you very much. For Serena, I can honestly say that she is like a big sister. For those of you who know Serena Dietrich, she's an amazing person, both professionally, personally, and I can never thank her friendship enough, and I look forward to our continued discussions, bouncing things out. So thank you, Serena. I know you're watching. Love you, and look forward to talking to you some more. As the Admiral said, things were crazy, but I think the beautiful thing about coming here from not ever having a staff job, and we went through sequestration, is guess what? Nobody else knew what was going on either. So I didn't know what was going on. So I succeeded in that because you just work hard and things work out. So the bottom line is I had a great time here. And dang it, Max, I see you now, and I forgot to mention you in San Francisco. Max Kaczmarek was a swimmer with Joe and I at San Francisco. He's always talking about wanting to be a PA. How many times did you apply to PA, Max? Once? I thought it was more than that. But anyway, he got in, he's a PA, and he is awesome. So I'm probably going to advertise you too much here. He's the guy you want to go to. I trust you, Max, and I'm really so happy to see what you're doing. My daughter wants to be a PA, so hopefully you can do something for her down the road. All right, off to Aviation Technical Training Center. Holy smokes, what a great job that was. Living here, it was nice going back to Elizabeth City. A lot of things that we knew, a lot of people we knew. And it was good to be there. We had a great time there, but we did want to come back. We really miss it here. The kids' friends. Those of you that have kids, you see them go through so many changes, so many new friends. We got lucky as hell when we left Elizabeth City to come back here. And remember talking to Tom Krabs about making that transition. And after a couple of Tom Krabs chuckles, Tom, I can never thank you enough. It really means a lot to me, a lot to my family. And I'll buy you all the way you drink next time we see each other. There is also somebody else that I want to thank as well. It's kind of off script here a little bit, but Carson kept one of his buddies very close to him while we were in Elizabeth City. And Luke Mayer, thank you for being so close to Carson at that time. Still best buddies. Seeing how you do in college. Look forward to hanging out with your family more. Coming back to PAC area. Holy moly. What a great what a great reward that was. You know, not often you get to try the same job twice. So I guess if you do okay the first time, maybe they think you're going to do better the second time. So I hope I did do better the second time around. You know, the staff that I have, that I work with, absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more proud of them. So, Lila, Janie, Diana, Eileen, thank you for this, by the way, Eileen. This is beautiful. I really appreciate it. It means good luck. I'm going to need some good luck driving across the country, so I'm going to keep it with me in the car. I think maybe it keeps vampires away. I'm not sure. Pete, Seth, Janie, Brandon, Randy, Ken, Tony, Rob, Janica, Bill, Paul, Nate, Jeremy, and George, all of you. I can't be more proud of what you all do. And in logistics and support, oftentimes, you know, the jobs I've had before, if no one's complaining, that means you're doing a goddamn good job. The fact that during this COVID shutdown, we're able to support seamlessly, it's a huge accomplishment. And at the barbecue, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I recognize some folks there, but thank you for putting forth an amazing effort. It's your work ethic, it's your dedication. It just means so much to me. So thank you very much. So how did I get here? Looking back, growing up, wonderful family, mother, father, dad who's still getting his driver's license, supposed to hear this, but nonetheless, you'll hear the recording. They did a great job with my sisters and I. They got a ton of help from my grandmother as well. Both my grandmother and my mother's words of compassion and encouragement are as clear now as they were in 1986. Dad, thank you for instilling the value of hard work and a few key phrases, as the Admiral mentioned. And it's his version of it. It's a little more colorful. It ain't worth doing if it's easy. So some Minnesota involved with that. And if you're going to start a job half-assed, don't start. Boy, did I hear that a lot growing up. And it rings true. And thanks, Dad. I do appreciate that. My sisters, Heidi and Megan, both have been incredibly supportive through these last years. They've been at every milestone event that I've had, and I hope to make all of your milestone events coming up. I really appreciate Heidi and Meg's chats and good times over the years, and look forward to many, many more to come. I'm excited for Heidi and Steve for starting their lifelong goal of building a house in the mountains in North Carolina, and visiting Megan and BJ's house they just finished building. I'm jealous. I want to build a house too. You guys beat me to it. I'm supposed to be the first. I'm the older brother, but you guys beat me. So I got some work to do. To my second family in Washington State, they've been supportive in many, many ways. Pam, you have fed me more than any man deserves. Mark, thanks for showing me your duck hunting spots, some of which are legal. I won't talk about the other ones, but Christy's sisters and husbands that gave me a family I can be very thankful for. Sherry, Martin, Stacy, Mike, Carrie, and Brian. I look forward to more good times with y'all watching our kids grow. After Christy and I were married, our lives became a blur of great things. We went across the country, I don't know how many times, and of course raising Emma and Carson. Those two are absolutely amazing. You heard my daughter speak earlier. She speaks better than I'll ever speak, and I'm proud of her for that. Through 8 moves and swapping schools 7 times, I think even more than that, but that's all I can count to. Leaving friends, starting over by finding new friends that grew socially. Experienced a variety of different points of view, grew academically, spiritually, and of course physically. As you saw, Emma now is in her third year at the Coast Guard Academy. And folks, watch out once that girl hits the fleet. She is amazing, and she will do well wherever she's at. Carson is about 3 weeks from starting at Georgia Tech. 3 weeks. That's crazy. To study mechanical engineering as a gold scholar. I'd like to expand upon that a little bit. That's a huge accomplishment of which he was chosen with 100 others out of a pool of more than 20,000 people for that honor. I could not be prouder of these two kids, and I so much look forward to hearing your stories of your adventures at school and as your life progresses. Love you too. Now, as far as Christy goes, this will require some water. Ooh, that's some good water. High quality H2O. Ask anyone who knows Christy, and they will tell you she's the reason why I'm here today. The Minnesota family and the schooling system there did a great job getting me out of the chute. My high school is not known for its English and writing program. If you ask my earlier supervisors, they will agree that Bremer, Minnesota was not a very good school for English. Great for math, sciences, but not so much for writing. It took Christy many years of tutoring on writing awards, writing memos, white papers, OERs, page 7s, you name it, to get me to an acceptable level where I could stand on my own. I think that was last week. I'm not joking. In all seriousness, I really, really doubt if I would have made it to this point without you, Christy. Combine the writing lessons with support and dedication of moving what seems like 75,000 times and raising amazing kids. I really, really need to give this medal to you. I love you, and I look forward to our upcoming adventures in North Carolina on the same coast as the kiddos. Thank you, Tom. So in closing, I really wouldn't change a thing. If I were 30 years younger, I would do it all again, and I wouldn't change a thing. So be well, do good work. God bless you. God bless the Coast Guard. God bless the United States. Thank you for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude today's ceremony, Captain Lee, Coast Guard Pacific Area Chaplain, will provide a benediction.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please bow your head with me for the benediction? Holy God, we thank you for this time of remembrance and the honoring of Captain Erik Langenbacher. Everything there is, indeed, a season and time for every matter under heaven. And before us stands an honorable man, a symbol of what's right, a patriot who has faithfully served the Constitution, the nation, and his God. Today has been Erik's time, our time, and for the Coast Guard, to mark Erik's honorable service, his setting of a new course with his beautiful bride Christy, for movement, new adventure, and fields of service not yet touched. Blessed is he, for as Erik takes flight, his mantle of service and impeccable integrity will be passed from him to his daughter Emma and his son Tarson. It is with our utmost respect and collective love that we pray for Erik and Christy and their beloved family, that all their days will be filled with mercy and grace and peace. For surely Erik will always be a channel of God's mercy and grace and peace wherever he goes. Holy God, as always, we ask, may you protect our nation, our Coast Guard, our honored retiree. All this we ask in your name. Amen.
All right, will the guests please remain standing for the departure of the official party. Now, Commander, Pacific Area, and Commander, Defense Forces West, departing. Now, Captain, United States Coast Guard, retired, departing. This concludes today's ceremony. Thank you, and Semper Paratus, always ready.